Welcome to Bucharest. In today's video, I'll be walking you through my hometown, exploring its most iconic landmarks and hidden gems. With beautiful architecture, rich history, and vibrant culture, Bucharest is an often overlooked capital city that truly deserves more attention. Hello from Bucharest, Romania. Today I decided to take advantage of the fact that the temperatures in Bucharest dropped a little bit because this July has been hot. And I'm going to take you on a tour of my hometown. I'm now walking along Unirii Boulevard, which for me personally is the best place to get accommodation in Bucharest. It's a really nice area, it's very close to the old town, but at the same time it's really quiet and modern, and I think it's way nicer than actually staying in the old center. I also think Airbnbs in Bucharest are a much better value than hotels, and depending on the season you can find Airbnbs for 40 euros. That also depends on your standard when you want to book something. I'm now walking towards Unirii Square, which is famous for its fountains, and this building right here on the left is the National Library. Probably my favorite thing about Bucharest, which I learned to appreciate after moving abroad, is the fact that it's not busy at all and it's not touristy at all. And most of the time you can have places all to yourself. And I'm assuming this is because it's not exactly a top bucket list place to visit in Europe. And that is probably for two reasons. One is the fact that Bucharest doesn't really have that many super impressive attractions to visit. And I think the second reason is that some people don't really know about it, don't really know what to expect. They have some vague idea about Romania. Since it's not that famous, it doesn't really attract their attention. I'm now walking towards Unirii Square by the side of the river, the Movița, and here you got some summer restaurants on the side of the river. These are not traditional at all, as you can probably tell, but I think they're really nice to enjoy the breeze on a hot summer day. Have a lemonade, coffee. Again, this area right here would be really nice to find an Airbnb, but it really depends on availability. And this is Unirii Square, and right there on the left you can see the Palace of the Parliament. And now I'm going to walk towards the Palace of the Parliament. I'm going to stop for breakfast and I will show you the park next to the Palace of the Parliament, and then I'm going to walk back and show you a little bit of the old center. An interesting fact is that Ceausescu, the communist president of Romania, built all of this area, including the Unirii Boulevard, to have a nice view from the balcony of the Palace of the Parliament. His humble home right there. The artesian fountains in Piața Unirii or Union Square were constructed during the communist era as part of Nicolae Ceausescu's ambitious urban development plans. These fountains have been beautifully restored and now hold the distinction of being the first smart fountains in Europe, designed entirely using computer technology. Bucharest proudly holds the Guinness World Record for the longest choreographed fountain system in the world. The 44 fountains span a 1.4 kilometer distance between Alba Iulia Square and Constitution Square. Today, these fountains offer stunning multimedia shows every Friday, Saturday and Sunday until the beginning of October. I think I'll stop here for breakfast. This place has a nice view of the Palace of the Parliament that you can't see now, but you can see it on the table. It's called Stadio, and they have brunch things. And here it is, Palace of the Parliament. So this is the second largest building in the world when it comes to volume, and it's the heaviest building in the world. It was built by a communist president, Nicolae Ceausescu. If you don't know, Romania was a communist country from 1947 to 1989. I know some people actually think Romania was a member of the USSR, but it was not. It was occupied by the Soviet army for a little bit, but it was never a member. It was only Ukraine and Moldova, our country's neighbors, who were actually part of the USSR. But it was a communist country from 47, and before that it was a monarchy, and the king was forced to leave the country when the Communist Party took over. This is a very brief history. The Palace of the Parliament, also known as the House of the People, is one of the most ambitious and controversial architectural projects ever undertaken. Initiated by Nicolae Ceausescu in 1984 as part of the larger project Bucharest, the goal was to transform the city into a showcase of socialist triumph and power. Inspired by the architectural styles of other totalitarian regimes, including elements seen in North Korea, Ceausescu's plans were grand and imposing. To make way for the palace, a significant portion of Bucharest's historic city center was demolished, including many old buildings, churches, and traditional neighborhoods. This massive project displaced thousands of residents and erased centuries of architectural and cultural heritage, clearing approximately 7 square kilometers of the old city. The palace's design reflects Ceausescu's desire for opulence and power. Covering 330,000 square meters, it is one of the largest and heaviest administrative buildings in the world. It boasts over 1,000 rooms adorned with marble, crystal chandeliers, and elaborate decorations. Ceausescu was removed from power and executed in 1989, never seeing the completion of his grand project. However, the subsequent government continued the construction, and the palace was largely finished by 1997, with additional work extending into the 2000s. Today, the Palace of the Parliament houses various government offices, hosts official events, and serves as a major tourist attraction. If you decide to go on the tour to visit the Palace of the Parliament, one thing that I think is worth mentioning is that it's not that much about history. What you're gonna learn is about the building. So the build itself, how much marble they used, the chandeliers, where the materials were sourced from, and things like that. So the tour is about the building, which is an administrative building. So you're gonna see these grand conference rooms, and you're gonna learn about the way they were built, designed, and what they used for it. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because for me it was a little bit underwhelming when I did the tour. I was expecting a little bit more history, and I think most people are expecting to learn a bit more about Ceausescu. If you do want to learn a little bit more about Ceausescu, you can visit his house here in Bucharest, and personally I found that tour a little bit more interesting. I guess both of them are worth it if you have enough time, but the tour of his house gives you more information about him. This on my right hand side is Izvor Park, and here is the entrance to the Palace of the Parliament. Again, to show you how not busy it is, this is a very central park right next to the Palace of the Parliament, and you can also take some nice pictures here. And look around me. There is nobody, which, as I said, I really learned to appreciate about Bucharest after moving to London for a while. I know some people actually like lively places and a lively atmosphere and crowds. I'm not one of them. I find it really tiring to have many people around me, and you know, that chaotic atmosphere that most capital cities have, and I would much rather prefer something like this, where you have the benefits of a capital city, so access to absolutely everything, but then it does not come with the crowds, the tourists, the chaotic atmosphere. So as I said, after moving abroad, I realized that it's actually a good place to live, for me at least. Now I'm actually going to take the metro, the subway, for one stop to go back to the Unity Square, the one with the fountains. One great thing about Bucharest is how affordable public transportation is. A single journey costs only 3 RON, which is approximately 0.60 euros, and this applies to both buses and the metro. time to explore the old center. As we enter the old center, we find this beautiful church called Saint Anton, or it would be Anthony in English. And here we got Manuk's Inn, Hanului Manuk. Biserica Sfântul Anton, Curtea Veche, or St. Anthony Old Court Church, is Bucharest's oldest church, built between 1559 and 1568 during the reign of Voivode Mircea Ciobanul. This historic Orthodox church was originally constructed on the site of an older wooden church and served as a chapel for the royal court. Next to the church, you'll find Hanului Manuk. Founded in 1808 by Manuk Bey, a prominent Armenian trader and diplomat, the inn became one of the most important commercial and social hubs in Bucharest during the 19th century. It played a crucial role in the city's social and economic life, serving as a popular meeting place for merchants, diplomats, and travelers from various parts of Europe and the Ottoman Empire. There are two more famous and more touristy restaurants in the old center. One is this one behind me called Hanului Manuk, or Manuk's Inn. It's a pretty old building and it's got an interesting history. And I really think it's worth a visit just to see the place and learn a little bit more about its history and have a beer, a lemonade, maybe have something to eat. And the other one is called Caru cu Bere, which is again a pretty famous restaurant, and I'm gonna get to that one soon as well. This entire area becomes really lively in the evening and at night. There are many clubs and bars, and especially on the weekends and in the evenings, many people come here. During the day, it's a relaxing place to walk. One place that's worth a mention is Cărturești. This is a bookstore that's pretty famous in Bucharest. This particular one has a very interesting interior design. Cărturești is a renowned bookstore in Bucharest, located in a beautifully restored 19th century building in the Old Town. Known as the Carousel of Light, it features a stunning interior with spiral staircases, elegant white balconies, and a central skylight that bathes the space in natural light. It offers a wide selection of gifts, board games, and unique items, making it a vibrant cultural hub. I continued my walk through the old town, heading towards the historic Stavropoleos Church. Stavropoleos Church is a stunning example of Brâncovenesc architecture. Built in 1724 by a Greek monk, the church is renowned for its intricate stone and wood carvings, beautifully painted frescoes, and serene courtyard garden. The church is part of a monastery complex that includes a beautiful garden filled with lush greenery and historical artifacts, offering a peaceful retreat from the bustling city. Despite its small size, Stavropoleos Church has a rich history and houses a significant collection of religious books and icons. Here at the church you'll also find more tourist groups, and right next to it we also have the most famous restaurant in the old center. It's called Caru cu Bere, and what's special about it is the building itself. It's got a lot of history, and even though it became quite touristy and popular, I still think it's worth a visit for the actual building itself. This is the restaurant right here. It is very busy. Even now there are people waiting in line to get in, and this is lunchtime. If you come to this restaurant, I definitely recommend coming at lunch and not at dinner. It's crazy busy at dinner. There's no chance in getting a table without a reservation, and I actually think it's nicer at lunch, and I think it's a great place to try the Romanian papanash and other traditional dishes. And now from the old center we are arriving on Calea Victoriei, which would translate as Victory Road, where we have quite a lot of nice buildings. Starting here on the left we got the National History Museum, and across the road we have this stunning building, although this belongs to a bank, so there's nothing to visit. This Victory Road takes you all the way to see the most important buildings in Bucharest. So right here on the right, it's the old center. We keep going straight ahead. Fun fact, I don't know if you can hear me, but Pizza Hut in Bucharest is an actual restaurant that's quite good quality, and it does not resemble the London one at all. It feels like it's a completely different place. Now we are on Victory Road. One way to travel this is to rent one of these Bolt scooters, and you have a proper cycling road here. And here we got one of the nicest areas in Bucharest. This is the Revolution Square. This is the square where the revolution in 1989 happened. Here we got yet another beautiful church. Romania is a predominantly Christian Orthodox country, so the churches you're going to see are Orthodox churches. And this is a monument honoring all the people who passed away during the revolution. And here are all of their names. And if you watch any of the revolution videos and how it happened and how people started revolting and everything, this is the area from the videos, and this building right here is where Ceausescu was speaking. This on the left is the Art Museum or National Gallery. Behind me we got yet another really interesting building. That's the Romanian Athenaeum. If you've got the time and you want to see this impressive building from the inside, it would be nice to go to a classical music concert, and then you can admire the building and have a nice evening here. And this is my tour of the old center of Bucharest, but I'm gonna continue tomorrow because I want to show you some more attractions that are not in this area, and I'm gonna link it to this. So you're gonna see that in 3 seconds, but I'm gonna see you tomorrow. This is the next day, and I'm now walking towards Casa Ceausescu. This was the residency of the communist president Nicolae Ceausescu. And today it's a museum. You can see what this luxurious residence looked like in the 70s, 80s. On the downside, I will not be allowed to film inside the house, so I'm hoping I can insert some pictures and I can film it from the outside, but other than that there's not much I can do. Ceausescu Mansion, located in Bucharest's Primăveri neighborhood, was the luxurious residence of Nicolae Ceausescu, Romania's former dictator, and his family. Built in the mid-1960s, this opulent home reflects the grandiose lifestyle of Ceausescu during his rule. The mansion boasts a blend of neoclassical and modernist architecture, featuring lavish interiors adorned with gold leaf, rare exotic woods, and intricate mosaics. The house has around 80 rooms, including grand reception halls, private quarters, a cinema, a swimming pool, a spa, and even a winter garden. It also has an underground bunker designed to protect the Ceausescu family in case of an emergency. And now it is time for the last attraction on this video's itinerary, and that is the Village Museum. It's one of those places that I would visit more than once. There's a 25-minute walk from Ceausescu's house to the Village Museum, and these places are not central, they are in the north of the city. The Village Museum is such a quiet and peaceful place, and these are all authentic houses. They took them apart and rebuilt them here at the museum, and you can really get a glimpse into what traditional houses all around Romania look like. You can read some information about the specific region and about the house. The Village Museum, officially known as the Dimitrie Gusti National Village Museum, is located in King Michael I Park. Founded in 1936, this open-air museum offers a fascinating glimpse into traditional Romanian village life. It features over 270 authentic farms and houses relocated from various regions of Romania, meticulously reconstructed to preserve their original charm and authenticity. Being here really makes me want to travel some more around Romania. I'd love to explore more of its history and local life and lovely houses, which I'll definitely do sometime in the future. And look how peaceful this is. And this is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my relaxing walk around Bucharest. Please let me know if you have any other curiosities about Bucharest or Romania in general. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because at the time I'm filming this, I'm so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, and it might not seem like much in terms of YouTube numbers, but this is such a huge milestone for someone starting a new YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!